Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to create a video here to help give you some additional tips in your fight to try and get that console, that PS5, that Xbox, ideally before Christmas, and to help you avoid buying it from one of those scalpers on eBay and paying 3 to 4 to 5 times the cost, unless of course that is what you want to do. However, um, to avoid paying $2,000 to $3,000 for one of these systems, just trying to give you as much information as possible from what I've been able to see out there, from what I found myself. Um, and I've stumbled on one of these blog posts here, Game Deals Canada. Check it out. I found this to be super helpful, and it helps to give you some tips on how to prepare yourself for when you get that notification drop. And some of the tips below, we'll go through them. Do check out the link below if you want to go through this blog in more detail. But some of the basics, like for all the sites that you know of, your Walmart, your Best Buy, your Amazon, etc., having an account already created on that platform, having your address and shipping details already set for your profile, and also having your payment of choice set, whether that's a credit card or PayPal or whatever that platform offers. Having all of that set ahead of time helps to get through that checkout process as quickly as possible. The last thing you want is to be fumbling to enter in all that information and going through the intricacies of setting up that account on the fly. If you can avoid all that, it just gives you one step up to completing that checkout and hopefully getting that console before it sells out. So one thing to keep in mind, go to those Walmarts, Best Buys, EB Games, Shoppers, DrugMart, etc. You probably have accounts on most of them already, but if you don't, set up the account, make sure it's ready, have your address set it as your default address if you're able to do that. Set up your payment information if you're using a credit card or PayPal. Set it as your default payment option so you don't have to worry about that in the checkout process. This blog has done a good job at sourcing some information from these various retailers and when they typically do product launches. Now, given that we're in the middle of December already and close to Christmas, some of this information is probably irrelevant. I believe most of these retailers are just doing drops as soon as they get them. But use this as a basis. Take this information for as a grain of salt, and just use it sparingly. One of the best ways to stay updated is content like this. I'll go through later on in this video some really key Twitter channels to stay in tune with. They provide real-time notifications on when they're doing specific inventory drops. So I'll go through those later in the video, and I'll also post those into the description, so you can also follow those channels and get those updates in real time. Some other useful content in this blog post, I'll scroll through really quickly. But these are some changes that some of the platforms have started to implement. Best Buy, EB Games, and a little bit down here you'll see for Shoppers DrugMart as well. They may not be the only ones, they're just the ones that I have seen and this article talks about as well. And that's a queue-based system, or as Shoppers calls it, waiting room. So what they've started to do is when they've specifically are ready to launch a PS5 or an Xbox, something like that. It may apply to everything, but I've seen it for just those, obviously, is a queue. And what happens is the moment you land or try to go to the product page for that item, it will take you to this landing page. An example on Best Buy, an example on EB Games, and it basically puts you into a queue at this point. So what does that mean is you're basically now waiting in line. Some of these changes is how Best Buy and these other retailers have responded to bots hitting their system. Not just giving people an unfair chance at getting one of these inventories, but also probably to stabilize their platform. As we've all probably seen ourselves, when we try to jump on one of these notification drops, what often happens is we get there, maybe we get an item in our cart, and then the site crashes, and then it comes back, and now they're out of stock. I've personally had this happen, Best Buy, Walmart, just to name a few, and it's really, really frustrating. And I'm sure you've all experienced it in different ways as well. So what this means is some of the bots will still work, maybe to at least get you into that queue, but you would probably want to stop the bot at that point, because refreshing that page or constantly trying to get to that product detail page for the PS5 or the Xbox may or may not impact your line or your position in that queue. So once you do see this notification, it's probably best advised to stop whatever refresh tool or whatever bot you may be trying to use. It may not help you anymore at this time, especially for sites like Best Buy and EB Games, at least while they have this queue based solution in place. So something to keep in mind, guys. If you do experience anything different or have discovered something new, do share in the comments below. These sites are constantly making changes, so this is just all information to help us stay in tune with what's going on out there and hopefully give us an opportunity to get that console, and again, avoid buying it at a significantly inflated price from those scalpers on eBay. So this is an example of what it looks like for EB Games, and this is the waiting room for Shoppers Drug Mart. Also, Shoppers Drug Mart was never really one of my sites to check out for a PS5, but they apparently are bringing in inventory, and later on in the video on one of these notification channels here, read that they are starting to do drops in store, I believe, this week at certain places across Canada. I tried calling a couple yesterday, didn't have much luck, but they're supposedly coming in with single-digit inventories at select locations. They're not mentioning where across Canada throughout this week. So stay tuned in the video. I'll go through some of that in a bit more detail. So that's really it for this blog post. Again, I'll share the link in the description below. Game Deals Canada, awesome site. I'm not affiliated with this site at all. I just found this blog post and subscribed to it. Also their Twitter feed, because they provide a lot of useful information as well. So I'll share that link. Do check it out. One of the other tools that I have personally used, and they also mention it in this article, is a simple, super simple auto refresh. So this works in Chrome. I believe it works in Firefox as well, or something similar. And what this tool simply does is will take take a page like this, or any page really, and just continuously refresh it on the intervals and settings that you set on until you get to either a page where you can add it to a cart, or you get placed into one of those queues that we saw at the beginning of the video. And then at that point you can simply stop the refresh tool and wait in line. It's not an ideal workaround, but it's something to help you, at least so you're not sitting there constantly pushing F5 or hitting the refresh button. Something to consider. Also, guys, if you think it would be helpful to have a listing of as many of these product detail pages from EB Games, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, Shoppers Drug Mart, Costco, and having them a consolidated list in the description or somewhere in another video, do let me know. I have a lot of them. There's probably many more, but do let me know if that is of value. We can work to put something together. So down here I've listed some of the notification channels that I follow on Twitter specifically, because they're very good at providing real-time updates for inventory drops and as well many other things. You're going to want to hit follow on these guys, and you're going to want to follow all tweets and posts. You'll get a lot of notifications, of course. Many of them will be irrelevant to what you really want, and what you really want is that notification of a PS5 or Xbox drop, of course. But in order to get that upper hand to get to the site you need to go to quick enough, you need to see and filter through all of those notifications. So some of the key ones, guys: Walmart Canada Gaming, right here, Walmart CA Gaming. Again, I'll post a list of these into the description so you can just click and follow. BBY Canada Gamers, guys, this is Best Buy Games. A very good one to follow. EB Games Canada, of course. Shoppers Drug Mart. This is a pretty key one to follow. Not a pretty key one, sorry. I only say that because just the other day I got a notification that Shoppers Drug Mart was doing a console drop select stores across Canada. So do check that out. Shoppers Drug Mart. Game Deals Canada, again, the Twitter feed for the blog post that I shared at the beginning of the video. They are an awesome site. I do recommend them as well. Again, you want to hit all notifications, all of these guys, in order to get all the information possible. This is a link to the blog post that I just went through at the beginning. Do check it out. These guys are awesome. I'm not affiliated with them. I just stumbled upon them and found them to be super, super helpful. Which brings me to the last one that I found, and this channel as well has been super helpful, has also a great community behind it, and they do a great job at gathering information from all kinds of sources to provide pretty accurate and real-time information about drops from um, many, many different retailers. This was one of the ones where I found yesterday. They were talking about possible drops at Shoppers Drug Mart, select locations across Canada, and these were very, very small drops, guys, like single-digit drops across select stores. I tried to call some in my area, at least at the time. They said they didn't have any. They didn't know, of course, when they were going to get some, but you pretty much have to keep trying. That's really what it's come to these days, just to give yourself a fighting chance. So do check out this channel as well. I'll post it in to the description below. Just down below, let's see if I can find the post that was talking about it. They post a lot of content, so you'll have to filter through all of these notifications. You may find some of them useful. I know many are probably just really looking for that notification of an available PS5 or Xbox, but you'll have to receive all notifications in order to filter out for the good ones. So here just 8 hours ago, there was a notification that there was a PS5 drop at Superstore. It's already sold out, as you can see. Yeah, so it's already gone or down. But it's good to stay in touch with these, have these notifications, because they sell out quick. And if you don't find out soon and you go later, it'll most likely be too late. I'm trying to look for the post for Shoppers Drug Marts. A lot of good information too, if there's captcha changes or anything like that on various websites. A lot of people posting the success they've had through help of this particular channel, which is awesome and great to see. I love to see that. People helping people, guys. That's what this is about. This is another good channel here, actually, as well. It's mostly used for shoes and drops like that, but has been very helpful also in PS5 and console drops. So that's another good one to follow. Also, you probably should hit all notifications. I'll post it into the description below, guys. So it's quite a far back, but do check them out. The idea here is to have access to as much information as possible and be notified as soon as possible. Do check these out, follow them. If you find any other useful pieces of information, post them in the chat. Help everyone out. That's what this is about. If you have any comments, leave them in the description, in the comment section below. If you have any helpful suggestions for future content, please add them below. Hit like on the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, guys, and thank you for watching.